just for laughs. Now,
Alright. What up, y'all? It's your boy Deep, you feel me? And we back on the Deep Movement channel, you feel me? I got a special guest, BG, BG.
yeah, BG in the cut, you know what I mean?
Just saying. So we about to watch this video. This nerdy teen is the FBI's most wanted hacker, you feel me? Shit's crazy as hell. Stop hacking, boy.
I was intelligent.
Oh God.
He got it done.
Oh God. Let's watch this video.
Facing a litany of hacking charges across the world, Dylan Wheeler, a kid who'd been hacking since the age of 12, was a fugitive on the run. With a group of teenagers, he had stolen $100 million from Epic Games, Valve, Microsoft, hell, even the US military. And while the other teens were now locked up, Dylan had escaped to Poland. But now he was broke.
Bro said Fortnite K off jump. Bro said fuck Fortnite,
What
fuck Rocket
the
League.
fuck?
Epic Games is cooked. But the army's kind of crazy. Hack the army. You trying to launch nukes?
But from a group of guys he had just met, he
Oh,
had heard
he
the security
has.
cameras at the local Polish bank were pretty lax,
fuck?
enough to plan a robbery. At 3 a.m., they lined up at the bank with no one in sight. And as they got inside and Dylan shut down the security system, they loaded up their bags with loot and walked out like it never happened. But as they got home to count their stash and dream of what they could buy, they had failed to realize there was a hidden camera in the wall that had seen it all. And Dylan Wheeler, the infamous kid hacker on the run, was finally caught. What started out as a gang of teenagers hacking
You tell me they did all of that.
Yes.
Got one camera? Missed one camera?
Yes.
Nah, I'm bamboozled by the simple fact that they just walked in, did that.
Dip that.
dip.
Bro, this is some GTA stuff. I know, bro.
What the hell? Hacking
That's kind of
camera, bro?
crazy. With some randoms he just met, he said.
That's crazy.
That's wicked.
boy.
their Xboxes to play pirated games for free, would spiral down the path of corporate espionage, breaking into the US military, an $18 million FIFA fraud that went unnoticed for years. And it all starts here with the Xbox.
You tell me we
Now,
can do
people
that?
freaked out when the Xbox 360 was released, not because of better games or graphics, but this thing had way better security. Why? Well, because hackers broke the security on the original Xbox, which sprouted a huge community of hackers who
Don't
modded
do that.
and pirated all things
Don't do that.
Xbox, and Microsoft was pretty pissed. So with the Xbox 360 release, they spent millions of dollars to ensure no one was gonna pirate or mod any game, and they actually hailed it as
Dog.
unhackable. And for
Yeah,
over
no, that
4
shit
years,
was
the
crazy.
Xbox hacking world just could not break the system, meaning no one could make mods for it, until someone found the missing link. At an e-waste recycler, Rowdy was searching for Xbox DVD drives. You know, as a hobby, he'd like to repair them, kind of like a freak. But after an hour of scrounging through the piles of plastic scraps on the floor,
Yes.
he
Looking
found
at-
an Xbox so rare, it actually had no business even being there. The Xbox 360 Development Kit. It's a special console used to make video
Dev
games.
kit.
Microsoft leases them out to developers. So if you're an Xbox hacker, that's what you want. But let me just say, these dev kits are super rare. I mean, you have to provide industry references, resumes, hell, even sign an NDA. And to top it all off, reselling a dev kit is not allowed. But if these are so rare, how did these get here, Vince? Well, the Red Ring of Death.
I hated that. This
The
happened
Red
to
Ring of Death, one of the
Xbox,
biggest recalls in
the white one.
Xbox history. And while these were all going to be crushed off, Rowdy gave these dev kits a new
Because of
home
that?
in the hands of
The
some
red-
of the
you
most
don't remember the Red
experienced
Ring?
hackers
Not,
in
I
the
only had
Xbox scene.
I think my brother got that shit. Fucking.
It happened mostly on the old white ones, because you know how it's white and then they made it black 360s?
Yeah.
The old white ones, like just randomly, the little ring when you press the button to start it, it would always be green. If it turned red, your Xbox just stopped working. Like it just broke.
My shit only got to 3 one time.
It would, but it like it was good. It happened to Gary's. Like
It was 3 and then say overheating.
his
4
it
is
happened,
dead.
and it died. Like his Xbox never worked.
Yeah,
after that,
4
he
is
had to get
dead.
the new one. And then that's when they did the I don't know if you remember the old one. You pushed in the button to start it,
Yeah.
but then the new one was just like a touch, like it was tap. And when you tapped it, it started normally. Those fixed it, but before that pushing button one, it was all red. This shit never worked after that. He was sad.
As a child prodigy, David Pecor had been programming since he was in diapers. When his parents got him an original Xbox for Christmas, instead of just playing with it like a normal kid, David made mods for it. But now years later, with this unhackable Xbox 360, all he wanted was a dev kit. Because a regular Xbox you just buy at Walmart only runs signed code, which is approved from Microsoft. But a dev kit? That runs unsigned code, which could be anything David wanted. So when Rowdy hit him up with the dev kit for sale, David took all of the savings from his grandma's birthday checks and he got modding his favorite game, Halo 3. Now through the months as the mod got better, he shared his unpolished Halo mods on HaloMods.com, and people were blown away. Because this meant David had gotten a development kit, which was impossible to get. And of course they asked him where did he get it from and how was he doing this? But David was not going to tell him. Quote, "You cannot do it. You won't know how. No one will tell you how. And even with a dev kit, you won't be able to mod. You want a dev kit? Good luck finding one." But Anthony Clark, an 18-year-old gifted programmer, knew David was kind of full. I mean, the kid obviously knew where to get a dev kit, so he hits him up with a little deal. Anthony would help polish his Halo 3 mod in exchange for the number of the guy who sold him that dev kit. So it's a deal. The two agree, they get working on the mod, and slowly they become friends, talking about girls and school and programming in their Halo 3 mod. That's when David found something on his dev kit that he'd only dreamed of ever finding. PartnerNet. It's where developers test their unreleased games on Xbox Live, meaning there were dozens of unreleased games that they could just play months before anyone else. I mean, for a true gamer, that's the dream. But PartnerNet isn't open to the world. It's only for...
You tell me bro is cooking Black Ops 2 Zombies before anybody else saw it?
Your Mac friend, Brent Rambo.
Lost me. Send it to me! I want that!
Do it to me!
Look at it. Do that to me!
What the fuck?
For licensed developers with the dev kit, and in this case, Anthony and David. To them, it felt like a secret club that they were in. But when developers noticed their unreleased games being played online, they decided to leave the two a little message the next time they logged on. Winners don't break into PartnerNet. But to Anthony and David, this wasn't a big deal. They were simply just curious about these upcoming games. It was all in the name of fun, right? But outside of stealing games off PartnerNet, the Halo community was amazed with how far their mod had come, although bummed that no one could even use it because, again, no one had a dev kit. But that would all change in 2009. In a presentation that rocked Microsoft, two hackers revealed that the Xbox 360 security had finally been broken, the JTAG exploit. With any simple modification, a regular Xbox 360 can have the abilities of a dev kit to run unsigned code. Or in other words, mods and piracy for everyone. Within days, thousands of people start JTagging their Xboxes, and Microsoft was just freaking out. Because for Anthony and David, potentially now,
Nigga, that's crazy as shit to think about.
But everybody had one of those?
No, think about it. The JTAG thing, right? But think about just kids, right? Parents.
Kids, bro.
Ripping open the goddamn console just to pit that shit and take that shit apart.
That's wicked, bro. Is that how motherfuckers was hacking on Black Ops 2?
Yes,
now I'm
bro.
beefing everybody. Now I'm beefing everybody. Like, what? I was getting drilled by
A little ass kid, boy.
Oh, me.
anyone could use their mods like Infinite Ammo and Super Jump to cheat online.
Oh,
And
good.
pay good money to cheat online. So in a genius move, they sell access to their
yes.
mod for
Damn, I gotta get that shit.
$100 an hour. And kids line up with Daddy's Amex ready to max it out. The two start raking in about $8,000 a day, all via PayPal. Remember, these are kids making this kind of money. But for David, making this fast cash just didn't do much to him. According to him, money was just never the motivation. Rather, he craved that high.
Can you imagine being 12, making 8K a day? Bitch, we don't even make 8K a month. We're cooked.
8K a day, my boy.
Think about it. Quick math. Hold on. Quick math, bro. That's crazy. 8K a day. 2.8 mil. 2.8 mil a year? Insane. And he's what, 12, 13, he said?
Yeah.
2 mil? Almost 3 mil? At 13.
I'm not touching it.
Send it to me! Like, damn.
Of stealing those unreleased games. It was a feeling that he just couldn't even put a price on. But now everything had been stolen off of the PartnerNet, so to get his hands on even more, David invited more hackers into the group now, the Xbox Underground. At PAX 2010, developers were showing off all of their upcoming games, but Justin May, a member of the Underground, was on a mission. You see, his Xbox account had been permabanned. He had emailed and called, but with no response back. And without his gamertag, Justin was a nobody. So, with nothing left to lose, he was going to ask the director of Xbox Live to unban him in person. And we have it on video.
I actually came to PAX primarily for this panel. Can you unban my gamer tag, please? Okay, I played Forza 3 early.
I'm sorry, you should have done that.
However, again, but I want my account.
There are some punishments for which there's sort of no recourse.
Yeah, the plan fails. But just
Bro, just snitch on himself? So you telling me you went to the developers, grabbed the mic in front of hundreds of people, and said, snitch on yourself. You're cooked.
Justin wasn't just gonna walk away empty-handed from PAX. The next day at the convention, Justin was stalking the Atomic Games booth. He had saw the golden shrine on the pedestal, a 360 dev kit loaded with their unreleased game. It was a beaut. Atomic had spent over $6 million developing it, and Justin, he was just gonna take it. As they turn around, Justin opens up his laptop, plugs it into the dev kit, but then security starts to walk by, and Justin bolts off. And of course, they chase right after him. But being a true Xbox gamer, he runs out of breath and they tackle him down. So now with tears in his eyes, he told security it was all a big misunderstanding. It was his Wi-Fi not working and he was connecting to the dev kit to get on the internet. But yeah, the stolen source code was on his laptop. Justin was because Atomic Games works with the FBI. So now this whole matter, yeah, it'd become a national security issue. Within an hour, they raid his home, confiscate all of his Xboxes, and charge a kid with receiving stolen trade secrets. But then the rumors come out that when Justin was arrested, he was begging the cops that if he was let go, well, he could name hackers higher up than him who stole way more than just one little game. But yeah, the judge didn't really care. Justin would get the death sentence. For a gamer. He got a court order that he was banned from playing his Xbox for 18 months. And now David knew if he was going to get his hands on more pre-release games, he needed to be a lot quieter about it. Now with David's growing reputation, opportunity started just...
Bro just got grounded by the government. That's it. And you were butthurt over that? Trying to snitch?
Oh, how many you say?
18 months.
18 months, you'd be good, bro.
And he was trying to snitch?
coming to him. And Super Day, also known as Dylan Wheeler, brought him the opportunity of a lifetime. I've come across a leaked form database with thousands of login credentials. Several emails belonging to Epic Games employees thought we could work together on this. Super Day. Now, a lot of people reuse their passwords, and hackers know that. Now, it's the biggest reason why leaks like this even happen, because of just reused passwords. Now, several emails in this leak were at epicgames.com. So if just one of those employees reused their password, David could enter Epic Games and steal from one of the biggest video game developers in the world. But this kind of seemed too good to be true, because who really was?
Bro was playing Fortnite 2012.
That's why that video got leaked, and it was only just plain, just white everywhere, and he just running in place, face ass.
Probably.
I could have been
He
him.
said he'd been hacking since the age of 12, and that he went to high school in Australia, and that he just come out of nowhere with this. I mean, was the kid a fed? But these logins did work, although the minute they logged into Epic Games, there was another problem. These accounts were just the IT support staff at Epic Games, meaning they couldn't see any of these upcoming projects or games, or as Dylan said, what a waste. They just fix printers and reset passwords. David's a smart cookie, because he thinks, well, we have access to their emails, let's search for the word password in those emails. And that's when they come across the granddaddy of corporate IT fuck-ups. A master password list for every employee at Epic Games, all on a Word document just for anyone to look at. And all of this because one employee reused their password. Okay, so my advice, just check to see if your private information's been leaked in a data breach. And right now, you can check that using today's sponsor, Guardio. Just two hijackers can bypass two-factor authentication and take over every account you are logged into. But with Guardio's in-house developed methods to protect, and then you can continue with the 7-day free trial and under Epic's network. They check into the CEO, the art director, project leads. Hell, they even find a USB drive for the chairman's Lamborghini music loaded with Lady Gaga. But after days of searching, David finally found.
Russia say the chairman
Of Lady
with
Gaga.
Lady Gaga?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Poker, poker. You lost me.
What he'd been looking for. The Mac Daddy of unreleased games. Gears of War 3.
Instead of
This
looking
game
at-
had
oh
been
my
delayed
God.
multiple times. Real gamers were dying to play it, but David just couldn't download it. I mean,
There.
even with
I
an
need to look at the
encrypted
camera.
Nigerian VPN, it could obviously be traced back to him.
Yeah,
what
I
he
fucked
needed
that shit. I
was a
fucked
hacked modem. Makes it impossible for anyone to track your down and gives you free internet. And while these are normally impossible to get, a member of the underground, Sinet, he had one. At 3 a.m., Sinet downloads the game to a remote server using this hacked modem, but instead of just sending a download link, which again could be tracked, Sinet burns the game onto Blu-rays and he mails them out to the crew. So after all of the hard work and crimes that they had committed, David rips open that package and pops that sucker in, and oh my god! The game sucked. It wasn't even playable. But that's when the fear set in for David. Because if this ever got out that they had hacked into Epic Games, yeah, they were looking at some serious prison time. Yeah, the next day, Gears of War 3 was leaked online, and yeah, it made national news.
Gears of War 3 was leaked on the web. Epic Games warned people that downloading the title may actually melt your system.
You know what I'm thinking?
What? You said her?
You not crashing?
You're not crashing.
Alright, what?
You said crashing.
You not crashing?
Nice.
I said.
Bada bit bing bow. Whoa. Come on now.
Yeah.
See? Trying to show you something.
Was leaked on the web. Epic Games warned people that downloading the title may actually melt your system.
Because Epic had spent over $60 million on its production, and Epic promised the public they would find the sick. But David just couldn't sleep. I mean, did Epic have any evidence? Were they just gonna pop in and arrest him? And this curiosity drove him into hacking into Epic Games again, where now we found out that the FBI was now involved. But that still doesn't deter David. They continue to stay in Epic's network, knowing that the FBI was in there for months, but just to monitor the investigation. And although David put up a strong front to the others, behind the scenes, the kid was freaking out. But David's problems only grew. His cheating mod business that he had with Anthony Clark, yeah, that was getting railed with the cease and desist letters from Game Studio. So the two shut that business down, but they remained pretty close friends. And while David continued on his war path of stealing unreleased games, well, Anthony Clark, he had found his next business opportunity. Now, in the FIFA video game, you can earn FIFA coins to build out a better team playing against a computer or humans. But the
Not gonna lie to you. As a youngin on the Xbox, I was fucking fiending for FIFA, bro. FIFA Street, played it every single fucking day. I would wake up early as shit just to play that shit.
Hi. Where is that? What you call it?
these coins cannot be bought. You have to play games to get coins. But Anthony came across websites that sold FIFA coins.
Feeding for FIFA?
Yeah, I was fiending for FIFA, bro. Like, I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. FIFA is crazy.
I'm literally only playing straight Call of Duty. Straight. Nothing else. If you go load up my Xbox right now, I think it's just Call of Duty, Minecraft, and like some Assassin's Creed. You know?
Coins for cash. Yeah, they were in China and they did look a little sketch, but you could buy the coins with cash. And it got Anthony thinking, what if he made a bot that could automatically play the FIFA game to earn FIFA coins and then maybe sell them off to these Chinese websites? Genius idea. So as a proof of concept, he spends months developing a tool, and oh boy, it worked way better than he even thought. It could play one whole game against the computer within a second, earning him thousands of coins a minute. With just one Xbox development kit running this tool, it made about Anthony $30 an hour, automatically, 24/7 per machine. But then his first week of wholesaling,
$30 an hour.
He's working a manager job before us.
And this is what, 2009 he said, 2010? What year was it?
2009.
Back then, $30 an hour is crazy. Even now you make $30 an hour, it's like, okay, it's 2024. You got bread. Back then, you stacking.
God damn, boy.
I'm saying.
Selling coins out to China, Anthony had made a couple of grand. And of course, the business grew. He bought dozens of dev kits, racking up the electricity bill at his house. And while David wanted nothing to do with the FIFA coin business, he referred him out more programmers like Nathan LaRoe, Austin Akala to develop the tool even further, and this business grew. But what's this?
Where did he get all from? Where did he get all that from? They said it was rare, but bro, stacking up some Xboxes now.
I can't even tell you. That don't even make sense. Hey, hold on. The only thing I can think of
Is that one dude with the number?
one dude with the number works at the thing, so he's snatching those bitches.
But then he said he only found one though. Like, where did the rest come from?
One of them found one. The other one already had the credentials to Epic Games. Then they deaded that. Now this is a different people. One person's the same, and then the other people are different. So that other person we seen, he deaded that other shit with that dude and went on with his own stuff with that FIFA stuff and found some more people to add on to
The
that.
Xboxes, crazy.
Is this even legal? Now, after a few months of watching every email come through Epic Games, the FBI just stopped emailing their security team because even with the crew still inside of Epic's network, they had no idea who had leaked Gears of War 3. Or in other words, they had gotten away with it. David grew intoxicated by the power he had, leveraging his skills not only for personal gain, but now financial gain. Instead of stealing games for free, he had found a bunch of rich-ass gamers who'd pay him the big bucks to steal games for a business. This whole hacking thing? Yeah, it was a growing, expanding business. Now, if you ever played Fortnite, you probably heard of Unreal Engine. Now, it's a tool for game developers to build out the worlds and, some of the biggest video games out there. And wouldn't you know it, Unreal Engine is owned by Epic Games, meaning that master password list for every employee at Epic, yeah, that could be a springboard into hacking into every company in the goddamn world. So with months of meticulous planning, they slipped through the virtual defenses, mainly using reused passwords. They began to break in and steal from every major game developer in the world. Hundreds of companies, thousands of games having total control over their networks, or as David said himself.
Are you have you been listening? I have to the Australian Department of Defense. I have every single big company. Intel, AMD, Nvidia, any game company you can name. Google, Microsoft, Disney, Warner Brothers.
Oh my god, Disney.
Everything.
But after breaching
What are you hacking Disney for? You trying to watch the next Mickey Mouse episode before it airs? Right? You trying to watch Lion King before it drops? What are you hacking Disney for?
He hacked everything.
What is that necessary for though? Warner Brothers? Trying to watch Batman? What?
Yeah.
The Looney Tunes for what? For what?
You trying to watch this? You trying to watch that?
Tom and Jerry?
My bad, bro. I can't even angle it.
Microsoft, that's when they stole the secret that had been hidden from the public eye. It was the files for the unreleased Xbox One prototype called the Durango, the source code, the tech specs, all of the assembly instructions for a group of Xbox hackers having the next-gen Xbox documents. Yeah, that's like the craziest thing ever. And they decided they were going to build a counterfeit of it. Now, it probably sounds insane, but a Durango or Xbox One.
You hear that?
Huh? I heard it, but I don't know what you're thinking of.
The Durango was the Xbox One.
I know. I heard that part.
They didn't know how to build the Xbox One.
And they already have it.
No,
Crazy.
so they build it out of PC parts.
Do that.
They did.
I'm saying you do that.
Fuck no.
Make the next Xbox, bro.
Get the fuck.
One is just off-the-shelf parts like a computer. So using those documents they stole as a build guide, they put together a counterfeit Durango, and they just stare at it. Because there was no games for it. So Austin Akala thinks, maybe we can sell this, to make some money off of that Microsoft hack. But not on eBay. That would bring way too much heat. So Austin builds out the Durango, and they find a dude in West Africa who pays him $5 grand for this counterfeit Durango. And then all of a sudden, after talking to no one for 2 years, Justin May shows up and he's back in the crew. And he offers to ship it out because, quote, I can get a good deal on shipping. And the crew lets him. But the Durango would never even arrive because the buyer in West Africa, that was the FBI. Now, Dylan Wheeler was the kid who just always had to...
Bro, join back randomly. Just to L it. The FBI. Y'all didn't see that coming.
Think about it. Did he take it?
No.
He said it never arrived.
That's what I'm saying. Because because they sent it to the FBI. They just sold themselves.
Okay, let's see.
Be right. And now with the secret knowledge of the Xbox One, he argued all day in the forums about what it would be and what it looked like, but no one believed him. And this pissed off Dylan Wheeler so much. So he ends up leaking all of the stolen documents from Microsoft, and hell, even puts his Twitter handle in it. That'll show him, he thinks. But then behind everyone's backs, that's still not enough. He puts the f***ing Durango on eBay. And of course the news picks it up. They got a Durango on eBay. They got the documents all leaked. It's one of Microsoft's biggest leaks. And
What I tell you?
Bro, just sell.
No,
He's a
wait, okay,
sellout.
hold on. What I tell you? The homie joined back, right? Just to W-mans it, to not send it out. He didn't send it out because he knew that the FBI would have grabbed it.
But then the other motherfucker,
He crashed out.
the fuck is the point of that? Bro, I swear people be so intelligently dumb, bro. Like, how you gonna be this smart? You hacking shit just to sell out?
Fucking crazy.
years, and although the crew was freaking out over this attention, Dylan just loved it. He was doing interviews as the Xbox Leak Kid.
What was the whole purpose of you leaking out information about Durango?
To Microsoft, it was a purpose of this is what can happen if you don't fix these problems. This wasn't malicious.
But it's
Ego, pride.
That's stupid, but
Ego, pride.
whole time. You know what's crazy to think about though? Like if these kids, instead of doing all this extra, they could, instead of going to hacking and leaking shit and going to the bad side, they could have done some good shit. They could have been, and you tell me they would have stacked more bread?
But I told you, ego and pride. That's what I said.
Stupid as hell, bro. Dumb as hell.
Nah. You just
I thought you gave it back so you
still not enough. Dylan wants games for his Durango, so he starts hacking into more video game companies by himself to find more upcoming games. But he finds something even better. Zombie Studios has a direct VPN connection to the US military. Maybe they were making a game, he thought. So he gets in the network, and instead of some stupid Xbox game, he finds something even crazier. The training simulator for the AH-64D Apache helicopter. And he thinks, maybe I could sell it to the Arabs. So he commits espionage and steals 500,000 line.
Bro almost made America get cooked. We could have been cooked. Bro was assisting.
And he didn't even know it. Because he was just trying to get money and fame.
That's wicked, though.
He
now
did
you putting me in danger. So if I go slump, bro, they're going to be mad at me.
Wow.
Lines of code, and he just could not wait to tell David. I mean, that's the ultimate unreleased game, right? Oh, but David was livid, stating, how the f are we even supposed to play this? You're an idiot. The Arabs already have Apache helicopters, so why the f would they need a simulator? Get the hell out of here, man. You're done. But Dylan's problems were just only beginning. At the age of 17, Dylan Wheeler had Microsoft investigator Miles Hawks in his living room. Now, he had flown all the way out to Australia just to ask Dylan, how did he get all these Durango documents? And Dylan just tells him everything, that he hacked into Microsoft with a team of experts that he was the leader of, and it was all because he was a curious little boy. But that whole putting the Durango on eBay, that was just a big joke. Lighten up, buddy. So Miles lets him off with a little warning. Stop hacking Microsoft, stop posting Durango stuff on eBay, and we're all good. The next day, Dylan puts the Durango on eBay, and Microsoft shuts down the listing, and Bill Gates calls in a little raid from the Australian Popo. They bust in through his house, and oh boy, they find evidence of hacking into the US military, hundreds of game developers, and that he had hosted servers with child content on it. Which that detail gets left out a lot. So now Dylan's face...
At that point, you lost me, bro. The child shit, you lost me.
Child shit, you lost me.
And you just snitched? You just told him to investigate everything?
You just told him, what the fuck? Because they dropped you from the thing, so he said, okay. Nigga is stupid.
Bro, I swear. That's wicked, bro.
That boy dumb.
facing 22 felony charges, waiting trial, out on bail. But it even gets dumber. He does an interview with Kotaku magazine where he just tells the world that he had hacked into every game developer. But it wasn't just to make money. No. It was just because he was a curious little boy. The interview is linked down below, and it's pretty funny. Even the reporter doesn't believe him. Oh, and all of that child stuff? Again, that wasn't him. That was just the other hackers in the Xbox Underground, who had also now been raided by the feds. Except for David. Now, while David's crew was just falling apart, Anthony Clark's business was growing like a startup. Their production increased to one.
First of all,
What'd I tell you?
David's the main boy. It never works out when you have too many motherfuckers in there.
What'd I tell you?
Second of all, this boy's on intelligent mode. He's like, bro, y'all can deal with the feds. I'm gonna make my bread.
He knew that it wasn't gonna work out with them in the long run.
Intelligent. No, but David's smart for not getting caught still, even though, you know.
He already knew because he already had.
Yeah. Bro was ready.
He was already ready.
1 million FIFA coins a second. Anthony hired programmers, accountants, attorneys, hell, even formed an LLC. And just 8 months.
I know why he did that now. Because he sold the accounts for bands because they have unlimited money.
Not unlimited. It was just they stacked up the coins.
Yeah, they stacked up the coins for a second.
Yeah.
But like, think about it. They can give them the account back and stack up coins again.
That's valid. What they done?
Yes, bro. They did it, people. The YouTuber.
Months, Anthony made over $7 million. He bought this house, he bought a Mercedes, his co-workers bought Lamborghinis, all from FIFA coins. But the money hadn't come that easy. Well, at first the FIFA game had no security, they'd now added in CAPTCHAs to prevent the bots that they were now using. But again, no problem. They just developed bots to do the CAPTCHAs. But the real question was this even legal? Now, the coins weren't stolen or hacked from FIFA. It was just a bot that played hundreds of games a second, to get FIFA coins that, again, couldn't be bought. I mean, in their own terms of service, it says the coins have no value, mainly for tax reasons. So how could it be fraud? Now, months after the raid of others in the crew, David received a message from Armand the Cyber with an opportunity. Now, Armand had stolen a real Durango from Microsoft's headquarters. He had a family friend that worked there, and he cloned his employee badge and just dressed up like a dork and walked in their headquarters and just took it.
Armand's a very interesting name. That's all I gotta say.
And he told David it was so easy that he'd be willing to do it again to get David his own Durango, in exchange, of course, for a couple of grand. Now, to me, this guy seems like a total fed, but to David, it seemed like a great idea, so he went through with it. So wearing his Bill Gates deluxe uniform and his fake badge, Armand gets in. Now, he had heard the Durangos were on the 5th floor, but his badge didn't have that security clearance to get him there. So, at America's most technologically advanced company on Earth, he bypasses all of their security by taking the stairs. And he shoves 2 Durangos in his backpack, walks out like nothing ever happened. Bam, mission accomplished. Yeah, the next week, Armand gets a call from Microsoft headquarters. They wanted him to come down to their offices to have a little chat with them because, Armand had gotten hired there. And that's when he remembered, oh my god, I put in my job application.
Bro, you know how slow you gotta be to put in an app and forget?
Think about it. Think about what he did.
You know how slow you gotta be?
Think about what he did. He was basically the feds. He basically self-snitched to basically rat out where they are. Basically.
Last month. So David's got a Durango, Armand's got a new job, and they lived happily ever. It was actually all a trap to bring Armand to Microsoft's interrogation room. They had it all on cameras, and Armand confesses to everything. Now, they tell Armand that Microsoft would not press any charges if he could just bring the Durangos back, or else things would get nasty. Armand calls David, freaking out, saying how would it be if they didn't get these Durangos back? I'll give them all this money. Just send the Durango back, anything. But David just stops picking up his calls, because this was Armand's problem, not his. Pulling up to the US border, David and his father told Customs that they were just driving to the US to run a real quick errand. But after just one glance of David's face, they ask him to get out of the car and they put him in handcuffs. And they tell his dad that David would not be coming home for a very long time. For the last 8 months, the FBI had a secret indictment listing David Pecora as the first foreign hacker to be charged criminally in the United States. Why? Stealing over $100 million in American trade secrets. Now, along with David was Sinet, Austin Akala, and Nathan LaRoe were all arrested and charged as co-conspirators. Now, all four would plead guilty to stealing over $100 million in trade secrets, with Nathan, Sinet, and David all getting prison time, except for Austin Akala. The FBI had found something very interesting on his computer. Now, while Anthony Clark had been David's business partner in the past, he never got caught up into this case. He didn't steal games, he just mined FIFA coins. But when the FBI found evidence on Austin Akala's computer of this FIFA coin mining operation that made millions of dollars, yeah, that's who they went after next. On September 2015, Anthony Clark and his 3 employees, who were separate from the crew, were raided from the IRS, where they seized over $4 million in assets. Because Anthony's little business, yeah, that had made him over $18 million in a couple of years. But the problem started...
18 mil?
What?
Bro, if you want to be honest, the second I touch like that 2 mil mark, and everything's going good though, and I'm still not caught, I would have shut it down. Or, cause then they wouldn't have ever found none of that. Cause it would have been shut down.
I would have given it to somebody else and just told them to forget about it. I was never there.
Okay, but you'll still have it up and running, and they would have still came after you for that. Cause if your bot is still up and running, I would have shut the bot down completely.
I hand over the whole thing to somebody else, I'm saying.
Oh, you're not talking about money, you're talking about the program.
The whole program. So
that
that's
been
them.
But then that person would have snitched. Everybody in the video snitching. They would have been like, oh yeah, I got it from Nate. I would have got it.
Change his name. You have the money?
Valid. What name?
McLevin at that point.
It was crazy. I was thinking the same thing, bro.
Like, what?
When he was withdrawing up to $30,000 a day from his 13 personal bank accounts because those glitched FIFA coins he made, while he did sell them to China and hell even paid his taxes on them, the government said it was all wire fraud. Now, Anthony's 3 partners, who also made millions from this, did a plea deal to give up all of the money they made in exchange for absolutely no jail time. Because, you know, if the FBI brings a case against you, there's a 99% chance that they're gonna win. But Anthony truly felt he was innocent. His attorneys thought they could win a case at trial because, again, these FIFA coins couldn't be bought.
99%?
99.5, that's what you said. Who was the 0.5? Who dubbed it?
We have to watch a video on that, bro.
On me, I want to know who dubbed the FBI, bro. That's wicked.
0.5?
0.5%, 2 people.
They gotta be 2 people.
They gotta be 2 people, bro, out of everybody.
And they get watched.
Only to this day.
From EA. He didn't hack in, he didn't steal the coins. So how could you commit wire fraud for something that's free? But when the prosecutor said, if this was not money nor property they were obtaining, then what were they getting paid $16 million for? That's when the jury found Anthony Clark guilty of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. So pleading innocent, the 22...
But it's not fraud, though, because he actually sold everything. He didn't fraud nobody out. He sold it to China.
It's just this... You see that part? You just said.
Yeah, but he didn't fraud. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm talking about all the accounts and all the stuff he was doing. He was sending out other countries, so now it's cheaper.
That's what wiring is. But it's not fraud though.
But it's cheaper.
So it's not fraud. It don't matter the money. He didn't fraud nobody. He actually sold it.
Nigga, they must like just said that shit so because he's making
just to catch his ass. Yeah, just because they didn't want him to stack.
Nigga, they owe money. They owe money. Stop it.
Only 60 mil, but they said he's paid his taxes. Why are you mad about that? Get your bread up.
He was kind of paying them back with his own money.
He's not even paying them back. He's just giving them money because that money wasn't theirs in the first place. It was China's. So bro was just taking money, giving it to them. And they're mad about it? Lost me.
2 charges. Dylan Wheeler had 48 hours to hand in his passport to the Australian police. But instead, his mom just drives him to the airport and then he hops on a flight and he leaves the country to the Czech Republic. All because Dylan had dual citizenship there and he couldn't be extradited back. He was now a free man. Now, instead of just laying low as a fugitive on the run, Dylan does interviews with the news.
To be honest, it's quite scary that I was able to leave on my Australian passport, because they have a system that they use at border control, find out if you're a criminal, if you're trying to leave the country, and they'll flag you. Normally.
Australia would arrest his mom after he said that and even sentence her to 2 years in prison because technically, she was harboring a fugitive when she drove him to the airport. Now Dylan Wheeler's alone in the Czech Republic, his mom's locked up, he's got no money. So he gets a job at a cybersecurity firm, that specializes in banks. Dylan did interviews saying he's a reformed hacker, he's a good boy now. But a week later, customers at these banks began complaining that hundreds of thousands of dollars were getting transferred onto the debit card of an Australian citizen. Who could that be? Oh, Dylan Wheeler. So the Czech police raid his apartment, and they find he's counterfeiting money now. So he pleads guilty in the Czech Republic, and then he only gets probation, and then he flees off to England.
You had so much opportunity to be a free man with some bread, and you decided to sell it.
Nigga, wait, huh? You telling me he said, I'm a changed man, y'all, changed man. It's like, bro, I'm really getting to that paper right now, bro. I'm just taking y'all money.
Stupid, yo. Like, bro, you
said
could
he
have
took
bread,
y'all
bro.
money, bro. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Oh, man, but you lost me.
I'm not here. I'm lost. And the woods in the back.
Now, while in England, he starts his own cybersecurity firm called The Day After Exploit. He's giving interviews, he's doing security conference presentations, but then in October of 2020, his business dissolved.
Boy's hairline was cooked.
Go back.
Bro's hairline's cooked.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yo.
That's the Iron Man's headpiece.
That's the Iron Man headpiece, bro. About to
property they were.
That's the Iron Man's headpiece.
Security conference presentations, but then in October of 2020, his business dissolves, his Twitter shuts down, he deactivates his website. There is not a trace of him past October 2020. So I got a hold of one of Dylan's old co-workers, and they said he had left England and was actually living in Poland, but not for what you think. Because there, he had decided to rob a Polish bank with two random dudes he just met at a bar. But then the whole thing was caught on hidden camera. So the next day, Dylan Wheeler's arrested, and today, he sits in a Polish prison with a 10-year sentence for robbing a bank. Now, the week before his sentencing, out on bail, Anthony was out for his birthday and he partied so hard with his friends. And after that final round of shots, hugging all of his friends goodbye, Anthony went to bed knowing that his friends and family really did have his back. But sadly, he wouldn't wake up the next day. His mom found him not breathing. The coroner would rule an accidental drug overdose from mixing the Vicodin in the alcohol. There was no note left behind. He never talked about.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Literally, bro.
Don't do drugs,
RIP.
kids, bro.
RIP, bro.
You've seen this fool, Juice, like, you see it happen everywhere. Just don't do drugs, bro.
He didn't want to go to jail to the point where
he killed himself.
He mixed some shit. Literally, he literally mixed some shit, bro.
Don't do drugs. Take the jail time. Go chill. It's free rent. You know what I'm saying? You just live there. I need to look over here.
Yeah, you keep looking at the
Free
screen.
rent, bro. It's because usually.
Yeah.
Not me. Go
You
free
hit
rent,
that-
bro.
that
Don't kill
100%
yourself,
zoom. Hit that 100% zoom.
Don't do drugs. No, I'm saying.
About doing this on purpose. It was all an accident. He had so much to offer to the world. From such a young age, he was such a talented programmer. And to just see it all be ended like this, it's really a tragic story. But for the others like David, Sinead, and Austin.
David Sinead, he's related to Kai.
Wait, think about it. What the fuck? No, not that. Oh, that's a. But it's the simple. It's the simple fact is, oh, the nigga didn't want to do 10 years, right? It was 10 years, right?
But he said it was an accident.
It was an accident, but accident, bro. If he would have just did that 10 years, he would have been 37, or early release.
And I mean, you would have been coos. You would have had the bread. What does he still have bread?
He must like hit something. He must like hit something. Now he don't. There's no. This shit's. Somebody might have found it.
Knowledge. Very tough on people. Can't relate.
in Akala. Today they have thriving careers as programmers, cryptographers, some even have families of their own. And while I did contact them for their side of this story, all of them refused to comment.
That's crazy shit, my boy. That's
wicked, bro.
Look